Hello, Namaskar viewers. I am Sanjeev Pandya welcoming you to another edition of the Business Talk with AJ right here on your favorite TV channel. That's ITV Gold, and we thank you so much for watching the show. This is the show brings you latest that you need to know from the world of business in this show, the Business Talk with AJ, courtesy of Sai CPS Services, a complete accounting firm from bookkeeping to payroll to all kinds of taxes preparation, personal, corporate, any taxes preparation, any help that you need. Science CPS Services can really get you going with all the taxes and accounting matters. They can be reached at 908-380-6876 or visit their website, Science CPS Services. They have multiple locations in the state of New Jersey, but any form of consultation over the phone, over Zoom, anything is possible, and in person also do visit their office in New Jersey. With that note, I'd like to welcome Mr. A.J. Kumar of Science CPS Services to the show. Sir, hello, how are you?
Absolutely.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sanjeev. I appreciate that.
Sure, and Ajay to you and to all the viewers, want to wish Happy Republic Day and Vasant Panchami. This is the weekend where we celebrate Republic Day, 74th Republic Day. Yani ki Ganatantra Divas. And the Vasant Panchami also falls on the same day, so the entire weekend, I'm sure a lot of celebrations are happening.
A lot of parties, get-togethers, absolutely.
Where we live, obviously, most of the celebrations occur in the weekends.
Absolutely.
So they will be celebrating. So all the best wishes to you on India's 74th Republic Day. Let's move on to our business stories. First, we touch base upon stock market. Nasdaq is really coming up slowly, huh?
Nasdaq is coming back. As we saw in the first week of January, it was doing very well. Then we saw a decline in the second week and third week. In the fourth week, it seems to be coming back. If you look at it on the year-to-date basis, meaning in total from December 31st, it's up. That's a good sign. But what happens, the interest rate increase has not reflected on the economy. There is always a lag. When the government increases the interest rate, which has been increased in last 3 to 4 months, and probably the highest interest rate that we have seen in last 15 years, those higher interest rate will result into a downward economy in next 3 to 6 months. So a lot of economists, Sanjeevji, are expecting a mild recession towards the second half of 2023.
Right. Okay. And the major stock which really is helping Nasdaq to come up, which is Tesla.
Absolutely surprising.
8%.
Tesla increased by 8%, and you have heard a lot of stories about the
Elon
Tesla
Musk.
stocks, Elon Musk, Twitter. We have been covering it all in last couple of months. But seeing Tesla coming back, increasing 8%, and there are a lot of related stories around it. Not only they have let go a lot of people, they have hired back some people. They are planning to invest large amount of money in Illinois, in their new battery factory. So a lot of this positivity creates the uptick in the stock. But I think it's too early for Tesla or for us to be saying Tesla is out of weed. There are a lot of talks about Tesla.
Well, besides that, the other point I like to add is that EV vehicles, many manufacturers are coming out with EV vehicles. So now the popularity of EV vehicles, electronic vehicles, really increasing a lot, right?
Absolutely.
In
And
spite
so
of that, Tesla is doing better.
That's true, but see, when a lot of these manufacturers comes to electric vehicle, it's not a one-day process. It takes a lot of time for them
absolutely
to create this thing.
Yep.
So Tesla is still the market leader. If you want an electric vehicle, Tesla has the most models, Tesla has the most options, Tesla can afford to give you the biggest discount.
When it comes to EV, of course, Tesla comes first to
Absolutely,
mind, right?
absolutely.
And there are other very good EV vehicles already in the market.
And there will
already
be
on the
more.
street. Yeah.
So in next 3 to 6 months, you will see a lot of options in the EV market.
Yes.
Everybody is trying to, every vendor, every dealer is trying to come with the EV market.
All right.
So in Tesla, we see there could be a dip that we can foresee in the near future.
Let's see what happens. Okay. So whether it's a stock market or whether it's overall consumer confidence is really helping U.S. economy because GDP grew 2.9%
Absolutely.
in the fourth quarter, which is encouraging news. Little, slightly off than expectation, but I think it's still a good news.
I think it's still a good news. The economists were forecasting, were expecting in the fourth quarter, October, November, December, the GDP, the gross domestic product, which is sum total of all the services, all the products that are sold in this country, to grow 2.8%. It grew 2.9%. So even though the increase of 0.1% compared to what was expected is not as high, but it still is positive. If you look at the third quarter, it was over 3.8%. So 2.9% is not as high as we saw in the prior quarters. And what happens, there is always a lag with the increased interest rate and the GDP. When you increase the interest rate, it reflects after 6 months on the GDP. So we are expecting the GDP to go down, and all the economists were expecting the GDP to be lower than the forecast. But since it turned out to be 2.9 as opposed to 2.8, that's reflecting the positivity.
Absolutely. So that's a GDP, but the economy grew about 3.2% in the third quarter. And now here's the thing: the GDP is going up. GDP has gone up. Economy has done a little better, but interest rates are going to be still high, and they remain high.
Right. So interest rates are high, and there will be another increase. We are expecting at least 25 basis point, if not 50 basis point, and we don't expect the interest rates to be going down in the near future. So what happens, there is a lagged relationship. When you increase the interest rate, it takes some time for the gas price to increase, for the food price to increase, and it takes some time for the GDP or the economy to sink in, to go down based on the high interest rate.
Absolutely.
There's always a 6-month lag over there.
So now here we go. Interest rates are high. GDP is, better numbers, economy is better numbers, and guess what? Mortgage rates are coming down.
That's the best part. In the last 4 months, the mortgage rates have been the lowest. If you remember, in November, we saw the highest interest rate. Now, it creates positive news for the housing market. We are in winter. If the trend remains same, this summer could be different. I mean, we were thinking the high interest rate will kill the housing market or will really bring the housing market down. But if the mortgage rates keeps improving the way they have been improving, Sanjeevji, in last 3-4 weeks, and now they are the lowest in the last 4 months. This positivity, if this continues, can create a situation where the summer will be really good for the housing market.
Well, summer is the only one, I think summer is the one that we can look forward for, not only housing market, but retail market also.
Absolutely.
Because after December, it's a tendency that retail market, falls
December,
below.
January, because the days
Correct.
are shorter,
Exactly.
there is snow effect, a lot of
Yes.
people don't want to go out. So the retail market suffers typically in this time.
So absolutely. So retail market is suffering a little bit, and it's going down, and that's expected. But as you say, spring and summer
Yeah.
should bring some good results. But these are the early signs. Maybe inflation is not going to be as deep and solid.
And that's what we are hoping for.
Yeah.
It may be mild, but a lot of people, especially the lower income people, will start getting refunds from the IRS in February. We see it every year. In December, January, people don't want to spend money, but then in February, people are getting a refund and they want to complete the projects with that refund that they have been thinking about.
Yep.
So a lot of money gets pushed into the market because a lot of people got the refund.
Absolutely.
March is really, really good.
We just talked about Tesla stock now, up at least 8% right now. And the other connecting story to that is that we should have mentioned earlier is that Tesla investing $3.6 billion in Nevada in a semi and battery plant. Semi and battery plant.
Yes, so a lot of these companies, we've talked about Ford investing a lot of money, billions of dollars. Now Tesla is investing $3.2 billion, and this creates positivity. This creates for the
3,000 new jobs.
Absolutely,
approximately.
Absolutely. So first they let go a lot of people, created the negativity. The stock went down. Look at the perception. Look at how the stock market is behaving. So what we still believe is it's too early to be deciding if the stocks are out of the weed or not, especially for Tesla. The stocks are expected to remain fluctuating for some more time.
Yep. So Tesla is putting money into the market, and they're also getting money back from the market.
Absolutely.
Because they're putting money into the market to make Tesla work, right?
they have
Like this
large
$3.6
discounts.
billion investment,
No,
and the stock
absolutely.
price is going up.
Not just that, if you look at the Tesla deals, they have special deals going till March 31st.
Yeah.
They have heavily discounted a lot of vehicles. So a lot of people are buying Tesla. So they want to kill the competition. A lot of people will be moving to EV because everybody will have EV in summer this year.
And just to add a note that 2 days ago, Elon Musk of Tesla and Twitter met the new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, in Washington, D.C., and they had a closed-door meeting. And the media and everyone was speculating what would be the meeting all about. When they came out, they asked a question, but they didn't want to say what was the meeting for. So all Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker, said that Elon Musk came to wish me a birthday because I was his birthday. Kevin McCarthy turned 58.
I don't believe that.
Well, listen, a friend can wish a friend a birthday.
Absolutely.
But to come all the way to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
to wish a happy birthday, there might be something to it.
You
We'll
really
see.
have to be good friends.
Exactly. All right. Now, before we go into the break, here is a story. Walmart in the U.S. hiking the employee wages.
See, if you remember the story,
Huh.
and you have to put everything in perspective.
Correct.
Last week, we were talking about Walmart letting go a lot of people, firing a lot of people, especially from the retail store. Now they have so much negative press, so much this bad publicity. A lot of people were leaving jobs from Walmart by their own, intentionally, not knowing where the future is. So Walmart is forced to increase the rate. Now they're putting a positive spin to the whole story. We are increasing the salaries, we are putting some parameters and the salaries will be increased every year. But this is all about
No one knows which way the market is heading and
Absolutely,
what's going to be
absolutely.
happening. So all these corporations, they are trying their best. Anyway, with that note, we'll come to a break. Actually, we're going to take a short break of this Business Talk with AJ show. And when we come back, we've got more interesting business stories for you. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the second part of the Business Talk with AJ right here on ITV Gold. The weekly show brings you all the latest that you need to know from the world of business, courtesy of Sai CPS Services. You know, we're in January, almost end of January. That means tax season is here. This is a time for you to reach out to the knowledgeable CPA, the firm, the accountant. They can help you with any kind of taxes that matter that you have, whether personal, corporate, small size firm, mid size firm, large size firm, any taxes matter that you really need to get an advice and have your taxes done right and to get the refund which is allowable to you. That's why you need to reach out to Sai CPA Services over the phone, in person, over the Zoom. All kinds of consultation is possible. They're trained and knowledgeable CPAs in the staff will definitely help you out because Sai CPA Services has been in the business for over 25 years and have been helping individuals all over the nation. So do reach out to them, 908-380-6876 or saicpsservices.com is their website. And do reach out to them and tell them that you heard it on the Business Talk with AJ show. All right, it's time for us to tell you the currency rates.
Absolutely. So currently the currency rates are about 81.45, 81.5. See, you have to remember everything in perspective. We expect the currency rate to be going up, it's really up, 85, 86. But that's typical for February, March month. Just because a lot of year-end settlement happens in US dollars, so US dollar is going to remain strong for the first quarter. That jumps up the rupees rate because you can buy more rupees in the same dollar. So we expect the US dollar rate to go up to 85, around 85 in next 30 days. But in the long run, it's going to come back to 82, 83 in next 6 months.
Okay. Thank you for that update. Now, with the currency rate, I really want, AJ, I want to share this story with our viewers, and that's a story coming from Venezuela.
Sure.
2, 3, 4 years ago, there was so much political instability in
Absolutely.
that country, Venezuela, and the U.S. was trying their best to knock off the President Nicolas Maduro. They wanted to bring in their own guy, and I guess people were on the street and they were protesting, but Nicolas Maduro was firm, stubborn, stayed in the power, and at that time Venezuela's economy was really bad. Inflation was like 134%, which is something
130,000.
130,000%, correct.
Absolutely.
And it's called hyperinflation. Inflation and then high inflation, and over the high inflation is hyperinflation. That's where it was. And now they have made a comeback. Their inflation is now 234%, which is still high.
Extremely
But
high.
they have made a major comeback.
Comparatively speaking, coming back from 130,000% to
Yes.
234%. But just so everybody understand, US inflation rate is 1%, 2%, 3%. So US rate, big country, 2% inflation, where Venezuela is right now, which is lower than 130,000, it is still at 234%. They have came a long way since 2018, and they still have a lot of work to do.
But then Nicolas Maduro, the president, doing his best to control
Absolutely.
the prices and everything else. But they are very optimistic, and Turkish businessmen and other Middle East countries are willing to invest in Venezuela. It's all oil money.
Absolutely.
And they produce so much oil. So if they manage it right, then it will be really
They
really
can
good.
really come back.
All right, now when we talk about oil, now it's time to touch base on a war story just a little bit, Russia and Ukraine. Everybody is supporting Ukraine, and recently not only US but Germany also joined in to give them a lot of military power and strength,
Absolutely.
tanks and planes and whatnot.
And that's the reason why Russia is increasing the efforts, increasing the invasion, because they know when somebody announces, say German announced they will be giving 55 tanks to Ukraine, but it doesn't happen the same day. When they announce and by the time they get it, there is a lag. It takes 4 to 6 weeks before these tanks can really be used in the war. So just to use that opportunity, just to use that window, Russia has increased the invasion or the efforts, the war efforts on Ukraine in the meantime.
All right, that's really Putin in a tough situation, but Putin is still fighting hard. Anyway, so now let's bring in a little lighter stories, little interesting stories. Start with the young sensational singer Justin Bieber, who is all of 28 years of age. All right, he was a sensation when he broke out into the music industry, and now guess what? He has sold his music library, all of his music prior to 2021, and his latest album Justice. He has sold it for $200 million.
I believe that's a smart thing to do.
Cashed out early in the life.
I think it's a good idea, not just because the life is too short, but also with the way this whole digital media is going.
Yes.
It wouldn't be too far when all these songs are available for everybody in the market anyway.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be any value left. It's not the cassette idea that you have to have a cassette. Now with the phone, with all the watch, you can listen to these music anywhere. So cashing out early, and that too only for the prior music. He
Yes.
can still produce music and make
Absolutely.
more money.
This is all up to 2021 and his latest album.
Absolutely.
No wonder his music is very, very popular. He's a very gifted, very talented singer. So all the best to Justin Bieber.
Absolutely.
Let's move to now Desi stories, and coming out from Bollywood. Talk about Pathaan. Pathaan released over this weekend, and early signs are the Pathaan is going to make a lot of money all over the world. On the first day of itself, global, yani ki worldwide collection was 100 crore, making the first Bollywood movie to earn 100 crore business worldwide.
In one day, absolutely. So Pathaan is success, and it's a good news not just for Shah Rukh Khan and the team of Pathaan, but it's a good news for the Bollywood, as such the industry as well.
Industry,
So the
entire industry,
entertainment
everybody.
industry coming back, doing well. We know
Yes.
Avatar did very well. The director Siddharth, who had Bang Bang and War type of stories earlier, the action stories, is doing very well. So I mean, I'm glad that Bollywood movies, the Hollywood movies are coming back and making money. It will encourage more people to do better and make some movies.
Absolutely. So that's a good news for Pathaan, and many of you must have seen it or may plan to see it this weekend. Okay, let's talk about world's richest person. They are rich because they focus on a business and they make money in a business. So let's just talk about Gautam Adani, who's been in the news lately because he was the third richest and the fourth richest. So right now he stands as fourth richest person in the world.
Absolutely.
But AJ, there has been a big news lately, just came out a day or two ago, right? This short sale firm, Hindenburg research firm, right? They actually issued a report saying that this is all fraud. Adani's got 7 companies, 7 public companies, right? Adani Enterprises, he is the chairman of Adani Enterprises, and then he's got 7 listed companies, public companies in India. And they have another major IPO. They call that follow-out, prize. So that's coming out soon. In between that, Hindenburg, who's known to pick on the companies and they talk about their negative sides, which makes the company's stock go down, and Hindenburg makes money when the company's stock goes down.
Absolutely.
In the history, Hindenburg, they have predicted some of the company's negative sides very effectively, and companies turn out to be really fraud. So now they have picked on Gautam Adani and says that this is all fraud.
Well, we will find out what the fraud is. Now he's still the fourth richest man. But I want to add one thing over here. A lot of people believe making more money makes you rich. And I say the other way around. I say saving money is as good as making money. A dollar saved is a dollar earned. And that's why you need a good tax accountant, tax accounting firm to make sure you pay the lowest tax liability. We covered it in one of the earlier shows, Sanjeev ji, that the Trump paid only $750 for the whole year tax. Trump, the billionaire, pays $750. You ask yourself how much taxes you pay. And then you ask yourself, a dollar saved is a dollar earned.
All right,
That's
good
very
point. But now, in reference to this report, which obviously has made Adani very upset, and Adani, being a chairman of the Adani Group, has denounced allegations of fraud made by Hindenburg Research as baseless and a malicious combination of selective misinformation. This is really to hurt Adani. And considering legal action against this company, Hindenburg, which is a US-based short seller, so for their own benefit, they have done this. Let's see what happens. And the last story of this week's episode is that India is marching towards becoming a third largest economy. This has been in the news all over lately, last couple of days, because of Republic Day celebration. Now they're talking about Mission 2047.
That's amazing, and we know that. I truly believe Prime Minister Modi has done a lot of good work for the country. It has brought the country to the forefront of the world market.
Yes.
So it's not just doing good things, it's making sure people know that you are doing good, so more people, more countries can invest into India. There are a lot of yojana, a lot of plans, Gati Shakti, where they have tried to cut the red tape out of the system, so things can be done better, things can be done the US way, meaning where there is no politics and there is no red tape.
Correct. And I just want to add the World Bank's revision of Indian GDP growth projection from 6.4% to 6.9% in the current fiscal year. It stands still. So everything is looking good for India. And maybe it may happen before 2047, because 2047 that would be India's 100th Independence Day year, right? Post the British era. But it might happen before that. India may become third largest economy in the world. With that note, we come to an end of this business talk with AJ. AJ, I'd like to thank you so very much for your input into this. And once again, viewers, want to remind you about Sai CPS services for your taxes. To do it right, do it now. Give them a call, 908-380-6876. I am Sanjeev Pandya, wishing you all happy and tax-free days ahead. So long.
Thank you.